And we have very few audience, but that's good for us. We can interact one-to-one. Yeah. So let me start at the very beginning. What is a hug? Is it somebody just go at random and you hug a person that at work? No, you will be slapped. Yeah? Or they might send you to the senile home, you know. Anyway, you know what hug? Let me just start at the very, very beginning. Hug is the oldest, the most ancient form of human gesture. Even before words were invented, you know, we could communicate just by hugging. And hugging conveys a lot. The way you hug a person. You know, it is just one like this, it doesn't convey anything. If you know somebody is sad, go and just hug that person nicely and just sort of soft touch. You know, that person feels so comforted. All his sadness just disappears. When you're happy, go for a nice, tight hug. You know, at least you know, it should last for at least 30 seconds. And you know that when you give a hug, you always get a hug back. It doesn't go empty. You hug a person, he hugs you back tight. Right? And hug is the beginning of life. The day a woman comes to know she is pregnant, have you seen the first gesture? She holds on to her stomach very close. Yes? That is that she's hugging the baby, there's nothing inside. But the baby, whatever the size, maybe just a small cell, it feels the mother's touch. That is the power of positivity which is transferring to the baby inside. Hug is there in every life. You know, when you're feeling sad, look around you, look for people, look for your husband, your brother, your sister, even your pet. Look for a hug. It makes you feel so nice. There's nobody, don't worry about it. Just hug yourself tight. You feel so nice. Oh, I'm the best. Don't let the remote control of your emotions in the other person's hand. Be your own master. Control your own emotions. Right? Am I right?
Sure.
Now tell me, how do you hug? Do you hug your parents? Your young children.
Yeah.
It's a very good way of showing your emotions, you know, in our generation, like whatever age I am. But at our age, even maybe our grandparents' age, you know, they never hugged us. There was always a distance. We always longed for that. But now the scenario has changed completely. It's very open now. Hi mom, hi dad. You know, that dividing thing is not there. You just go and give them a hug at random. But we never got those hugs, I don't think, you know, maybe once in 3 months or once in 6 months. Especially our fathers, you know, the distance was there. You will agree with me, I think. But now what I feel, maybe, you know, that hitch is there in their mind, in their what it's difficult for them now, sorry, to come and hug us, you know. But we can hug them back. Let them feel. Because now they are in the old age. We can always hug them, you know. They're not here with us for long. Tell them you love them. Our parents never told us so randomly, I'm sure. When we were young, oh, I love you. But this is a very common phrase now. Oh, I love you, mom. I love you, dad. जब कुछ नहीं चाहिए, जब कुछ चाहिए होता है तो lots of hugs and you know, I love you, mom. You're so nice. You're looking so beautiful. Mobile नया वाला Apple मिला, टाटा bye bye. But do it with your heart. Do whatever you do, do it with your heart. And it has also been scientifically proved, you know, when you hug a person, it increases that good hormone in your body. That's called the oxytocin. It has medicinal values also. You know, it reduces stress. It lowers your BP. It lowers the heart risk. So please, 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 everybody hug your friend, hug anybody. It's a lovely feeling. Never cry yourself to sleep at night. Never. You're upset, doesn't matter. Just hug yourself. Hug your pillow. Go to sleep. Go to sleep with nice thoughts in your mind. Don't do that. Don't ever be depressed. It leads to many, many, many more illnesses, right? You know, the latest thing which we got in India a few years back, you would understand. There was a very famous Indian movie, Munna Bhai. And this movie, you know, it advocated the power of hug. It's a magical hug. So this very big Indian movie star, he advocated Jadoo Ki Jhappi. Jadoo Ki Jhappi is the magic of a hug. So just go and hug anybody on the road you see, you know, somebody is depressed, go and just hug them. What's your problem? You'll be fine. What do you say? Anything else to add to this? It has been very short, you know. What do you say?
No, just one comment.
Yeah.
I grew up in India,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember when I was my dad and mom hugged me and my brother and sister a lot, especially my father. He was a very touchy-feely type, very sentimental. sloppy kisses, you know, even when I was like 15, 16, you know. Then so my immediate family, very, you know, affectionate. And I was like that. So I used to hug friends. I had, you know, girls and guys who used to come to my house. But I remember growing up, my relatives would say such terrible things about me for hugging boys or my cousin brother, because it was always seen as a sexual thing.
Exactly.
And actually, a hug is nothing but affection and respect for another human being. And you know, but like you said,
Exactly.
that touch is such a
It is one of the best therapies.
Yeah.
In fact, you know, one of our American scientists, he is a neuroeconomist. He started this thing called reverberization. You know, I think I got the word right. This is what you don't hug your child, don't sort of cuddle him, just let the child cry to sleep. So this was his experiment. Yes.
Oh, sorry, no, go ahead. I was just gonna ask them how it is in Nigeria, but go
Yeah.
ahead.
First we talk about India, then we go India first. Yeah. So you know there was this experiment done. Let the baby go to sleep. Don't cuddle the baby. Don't hug the baby. So after one point, what happened when the mother was trying to hug the baby, or somebody was trying to touch the baby was scared. He started crying. So it was not a very successful thing, but some people, mothers who are very busy, it was an easy way out for them, but they had no time to hug and cuddle the baby. The same thing happened to me, you know, when initially when I was busy with my work, my baby was small. I didn't have enough time for that. Like my father was a very strict man, like what, not exactly strict, but he never showed his emotions as such, you know, that time. But when the grandkid came into the scene, all his hugs, all his everything, he is the first one to run and hug the baby. So friends, what I mean to say, just hug and hug. That's the best. You can make friends, you can make lifelong friends. I just entered the room, I don't know who she was. Yes, I came and hugged you. And I think we want to become friends now.
Definitely.
Yes. So that's the power of hug. It has the power of love, it has the power of healing. Yeah. Well said. There's a very beautiful article. It says that the touch, the healing, hug, you know, is a touch that heals. Just keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Okay, so I have my phone here because this just happened, I think 2 days ago in Dubai. I saw a friend and we gave ourselves a really, really tight hug. And I put it up on my social media page. And then I got a feedback from someone, a more mature lady, and she said, "Who's that guy you were hugging?"
Big question mark, I believe.
And I said, "Oh, his name is Hush Puppy and he's a friend." And she says, "Okay, who is he to you?" And I said, like I said, he's a friend and we haven't seen in a while, and so I gave him a hug. And she said, "Oh, you know, it's good to give hugs, but you really have to be careful. That hug was a bit too close for comfort." You know, you're a married woman and you're putting up pictures of yourself hugging a man like that. And I couldn't say anything. I only said, "Oh, thank you, ma." And so, you know, while we're talking about this, it just reminded me of that picture and that comment. And I said to myself, the world is already hurt as it is. The world is already pained as it is. We have news and images of people fighting and hating and killing and diseases everywhere around the world. I'm from Nigeria. My name is Chioma Agunobi. And it's not news to find images of people being butchered and massacred for the choice of their religion, or for the fact that they're women, or for the fact that someone just doesn't like you for some particular reason or your choices in life. And so I say to myself, we're already divided as it is. We're already hurt as it is. Why make it worse? You know, we have cancer in the world, we have HIV, and we're battling all that. We're battling malaria. And right now we don't have the cure to any of this. But we have the cure to a broken heart. And the truth is, it costs us nothing. You don't need money to buy it. You don't need experience. All you need, your hands, your smile, and a warm embrace, and you could actually heal the world. And I think healing the world begins with the person next to you. We don't have to go far. You know, it's important to do things to change the world, but we have to start with the world around us. Now, growing up as a child, my mother always told me, she said, look, the best makeup you could ever wear as a woman is a smile. And so even after I put on the lipstick and sometimes I just wear this look and people are like, why is it that you don't smile? I said, but I actually do smile. I'm always smiling. But being in the industry that has to do with film, the first thing you hear is light, camera, action. It doesn't matter how you feel, you just put up a smile. Helen, welcome to today's episode, blah, 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 blah. And it just goes on and on and on. Now they tell us, they say, look, the action must go on. Drama must go on. No one cares what you're feeling on the inside. It doesn't matter if before you left the house something went wrong. It doesn't matter if you're sick. As long as you hear lights, camera, action, you have to smile. And one day I sat there and I thought to myself, but that's not the real smile. That's make-believe. That's film. Where's the real smile? It comes from within. It comes from a heart that is full of gratitude. It comes from a place that no one can touch. It comes from loving me and being happy with me, and now being able to transfer that love, that joy, that happiness that I feel for me to you. And sometimes words don't cut it. So people may be going through things. They don't need the words sometimes. I don't need to hear, oh, how I'm wrong, or how I should have done it this other way. I don't need some 10 tips to being happy. All I basically need sometimes is just a hug, just a smile. And it's infectious too. So you smile, you get a smile back. You hug, you get a hug back. You kiss, you get a kiss. So it's just amazing. You know, someone may look at the program and say, oh, what are we going to sit in this room for? And what will we discuss? It's not important. What's a hug and a smile? But the truth is, it's the medicine that we need for today. It's the medicine that we need for tomorrow. And if we don't teach our children, like she rightly said, growing up, I hardly had my father. We were closer to our mom. We hardly had our dad say, I love you. It wasn't a manly thing to do. And if we did hear it, trust me, it was when he was really excited or maybe really high. So you hear, oh, I love you. Oh, we're my children. But from my mom, it was always there. And it was always reassuring. And I think somehow it made us grow up to constantly, you want to call your mom. You want to tell her, Mom, I love you, you know? And even now as a mother, I think I see the importance of a hug and a smile each and every day. So even for the younger ones, you may be wondering, how do I make an impact in the world? How do I change the world? You may not have so much, you may not have some NGO yet to run, you may not have all you need to change the world, but know this, you have a hug, you have a smile, and it makes a world of difference. Let's go out there and change the world. Thank you.
Wow, hello everybody. Okay, thanks for that lovely smile. Thank you. It's such a lovely experience to be in India and to be at this conference in particular. So, grateful for my two speakers that have just spoken. She talked about the smile, and I mean, she talked more on the hug and how that the touch for healing comes from, you know, the hug. And I quite agree with her. And she also talked about the smile and how that with your smile, you could put, you know, from loving yourself and from a space of thanksgiving, after loving yourself, you can now love another person. So it's such a wonderful topic. I wonder who thought of that, but it's really fantastic. It's such a, you know, it's such a great and a huge topic, and I tell you, that's what the world is looking out for. I'm Bimbala Okutiang, and I run an NGO called Connecting Hearts Initiative, and I also run a horticulture business called Beams Living Gardens. But interestingly, Connecting Hearts seems to come up more these days than even nature work with the gardening. And I just want to talk a bit on the importance of a smile and a hug. Now, I've always been a smiley person as a child, maybe because I was the last one for about 5 years before my mom popped in another one on me. So I got all the affections and all. But growing up, I later got to realize that what I took for granted as an everyday, mommy hugs you, daddy hugs you because you're the baby of the family, was actually luxury to some people. Turning 40 a couple of years ago, I was asking myself the big question, so what's your impact to humanity? How have you helped the world? If you drop dead now, what are people going to say about you? And I started thinking, and I said, okay, I want to go into women empowerment. And I thought to myself, what category of women really need help? You have so many people working with widows, you have so many people working with single moms, you have so many people working with teenagers and all. And I started thinking, there should be a category of women that have no impact or nobody's looking at right now. Now, where my office is on a high street in Oyo State, Ibadan, Nigeria. And once it's 7 o'clock, sorry to say, the regular picture you see are ladies lining up the streets. And they line up the streets, all shapes, sizes, big, small, young, old, black, yellow, green. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what's happening here? Little did I know that one day I'd have to reach out to these ladies. And along the line, I took a walk to a brothel in my neighborhood. And when I got in there for the first time, walking through the brothel itself, the brothel was located in the heart of the market when raw meat is being sold. So you have the stench of blood, you have the stench of spoiled meat, you have flies all over, and right in the heart of this horrible pit as it is, you have rows and rows of rooms of ladies who don't know about what a hug is, who don't know what a smile is. And we found ourselves in this community. And to tell you the truth, the first thing you need, that was when it hits me that we think smiling every day and you smile to some people, they frown back at you. Have you had that before? And I noticed that we had nothing but a smile and a hug to approach these young ladies. Because immediately you get there, they look at you with an attitude. Okay, so you want to tell me you're better than me. Okay, so and then you just go, oh no, you're my sister, you're my friend. And then the next thing you open your arms and they're wondering, you really want to hug me? And you're like, yes, I want to hug you. And then you hug them, even though your heart is beating. But I tell you, the moment you hug them, all the barriers come down. And they are like, for real? You really want to help us? And that was how we started. And that gave birth to what I call the Bloomingdale Center. The Bloomingdale Center is a home where we pick up street women off the streets and we bring them to the shelter and we try to, I don't want to use the word rehabilitate, but we try to empower them to think differently away from sex work. And we try to help them know who they are, that they really are more than what they are right now. And we try to give them a hope, we try to give them a new life, and we try to change their story. And I want to tell you that what started as a really tough task 8 years ago has finally become an everyday thing right now. All because it started with a smile and a hug. I'm telling you, that's when you know the value of what it is to smile at a woman who is constantly being abused every day. A woman who, on a regular basis, had to trade her body to men she doesn't even know, men she doesn't care about, who just want a source of living. And I tell you, the journey hasn't been easy, but over the years, we've reached out to well over 1,000 women, and our success story is less than 5%. But I want to tell you that for each woman you take out from slave trade, you're changing a generation, you're changing several generations. Currently in our home, the Bloomingdale's Shelter, we have a grandma, we have 3 daughters and a grandson. When we got out the grandma in January, she was willing to follow us. Thank God she responded to our smile. She saw it was original. She saw the hug was original. And she came over with us. But the first thing she said was, I have 3 girls and a grandson. Are you willing to take them with me as well? And we said, why not? So we got over her kids. They're living in the shelter as well. We don't do babies. I don't know jack about babies. But who am I? Can I separate a mother from her child? We tried. We said, okay, we don't do babies here. Can we take your baby to the orphanage? My heart tore because I felt, how would you separate a 5-month-old baby? But I was scared because I said, I don't know how to take it. My last born is 14. So I was like, I don't know how the immunization thing goes. I don't know food. I don't know all of that. So we actually did take the baby to a home. But after 2 weeks, it wasn't easy. The mother wanted the baby. The grandma wanted the baby. So I said, I'm sorry. We have to get your baby back. And everybody's living happily. And they're learning. What do we do with them when they come into the home? We talk to them. We try to reaffirm them that no matter where you've been, no matter how you've been used, it doesn't change your value. God created you for a purpose, and you need to just click into that purpose and you'll be okay. You're as special as any other woman on the streets of Nigeria. And we use a piece of paper, we use money. Throw the money on the floor, squeeze the money in a bottle, and let her know that it doesn't change the value. If I take this 10 naira note and I go to the market, the seller won't tell me it's dirty, I can't take it. She will take it for the value. And so we get them to know that they're valuable no matter where they've been, no matter what has happened to them, they're valuable. And then we now ask them, what would you like to do? If you had a plain sheet and you wanted to rewrite your story, what would you want to be? Some will tell you they want to go back to school. We hook them up with adult literacy. Some might tell you, I want to learn sewing. We hook them up with female entrepreneurs who already have fashion institutes. Some might say, I want to learn bead making, and whatever it is they want to do, we hook them up with female entrepreneurs who are already successful. And the best story I've heard so far from all the girls, somebody sent a Facebook to me recently, and she was chatting me. I had to pretend I didn't know who she was because I wanted to be sure she still would be able to identify with her past with me. And she said, Bola, you helped me to change my lifestyle. And I was like, what lifestyle? And she says she was into prostitution, but now she's in 3rd year in a university in Nigeria, and that she's so grateful. And it just brought a smile to my heart. So what am I saying? Your smiles, there's some people looking out for your smiles. Your smile could give somebody a new lifestyle. Not to talk of your hug. The hug is the closest thing you could do to somebody. You're pulling somebody to yourself. You're saying, I identify with you. I know your story. I want to help you. And I just want to encourage us. Like she said, when you're done dressing up, with all your wigs, your makeup and all, just put on a smile as the last thing and you step out of the house. I tell you, if you consciously put on a smile every day, you will find somebody out there who really needs that smile, and you can write a new story for somebody. Thank you.
So I guess our moderator isn't here, but I find that this is a very practical subject, and so let's not make it all talks. I think we need to practicalize what we have just talked about, if you agree with me. So I don't want you to, you're going to stand. Can we have everyone in the room please stand up? Please stand up. Turn to the person beside you. Now, if you know that person and you came, please turn to someone else, someone you do not know. I'll give the person a really tight squeeze. First a smile, then a really, really tight squeeze. Yeah. Love you. Thank you, Mom.
So all of you could go and give them a heart attack.
I didn't stop them.
So if anyone has a question or a contribution, it's the open mic time. Questions, contribution from any angle, or an experience you really want to share.
I just want to share something very quickly. In Canada, one of my just amazing human beings I've met is a woman by the name of Senator Mubina Jaffer. So in Canada we have Senate and then senators. And Mubina Jaffer, and I meet her for different functions in the community. And she shared with me one day, she said, I said, you've achieved so much and you're so, inspirational. And she said, yes, I've achieved a lot, but I will give it all up to give one hug to my mother who's no longer here. So one of the things I all feel is that our lives are so busy. We think, oh, tomorrow, I'll do this for someone tomorrow. There may not be a tomorrow. And a hug doesn't need money. It doesn't need a lot of time. It's just so quick. So I always feel that like with my children, though they're grown up, and they're not the very huggy types. Anytime I feel like giving a hug, I always go give them a hug. Because I don't know if tomorrow I'm going to be there to give them a hug. So it's don't be stingy about it.
Any other comments?
If somebody close to you, your friend, your parent, somebody, just a thought. If you can't hug them physically, please send them a hug through your prayers. Give them in your heart. And send them a hug. They will definitely get the vibes. I'm going to share a very recent story since she just spoke about her mom. And this is an absolutely a true story which happened just less than a year back. I stay in Delhi and my parents live in Kolkata, that's another city, And in the evening I got this message that my father was not well and with a mild stroke, so he had this angioplasty done. So that's fine. I spoke to him in the evening and he said, yeah, everything is fine, I'm fine. I said, no, Dad, I'm coming to meet you. He said, no, don't come, I'm fine. But, I don't know why. You won't believe, it's a very true story, I took the first flight from Delhi to Calcutta. And by chance, my flight landed 30 minutes before its scheduled time. And I went to the hospital. Calcutta hospitals are very, very strict about visiting hours. They're very strict. Anyhow, I said, let me try my luck in case they allow me, So I just walked into the hospital, and the reception, I just happened to say, I just want to meet my father, and I've just come from Delhi, and I have to give him some sweets. And no questions asked. He said, okay, ma'am, you can go. The lift man didn't stop me. The guard outside the ICU did not stop me. I entered the ICU, I see my father, he was lying down, his eyes were just closed. And the nurse tells me, no, he's awake. Just go and wake him up. I said, no, let him sleep. She said, no, you just go. So I just walked into my father and I looked closely, he was breathing. I just counted 2 breaths. I went and hugged him, but after that he did not respond. So that was the story. Yes, a very true story. So that was the last hug.
Yeah.
But he was there waiting for me.
Yes.
Wow.
So this is a very, very true story. This happened last December.
Thanks for sharing that.
And if you had delayed maybe a day later.
I was not supposed to go. He asked me not to go.
Yes.
But I said, no, I have to go. And I took the earliest flight out of Delhi, which I never do. I sort of landed, I went to the airport at 4 in the morning, but my flight was early, but it landed 30 minutes earlier. He was waiting for me to come. That's it.
Yes. Thank you for sharing.
Okay, so in the absence, any other comments, contribution?
I called it man the last time.
Or question? All right, so in the absence of that, let's go out there Share a smile and a hug while you eat. Okay, ma'am.
What we did in the other room was everyone got a photo, so maybe you want a photo?
Yeah, group photo.
Sure. Of the speakers and the audience is what they had.
I think you just.
You can have it one of just the speakers, but also one of the speakers and the audience. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, just hold on, please. Thank you.
And then one with the audience as well.
There's a saying, smile says it all.
So yeah, if you all think about a hug and a smile, you think it's a good thing? Come on.
All the millennials.
I don't think anybody would think otherwise.
Very active like me.
Come in. Come.
Just hold on. Wait. Just take it. Wait.
Wait. Well done, waiting.
She's already, she's not.
Please come.
No, I'm good.
They trust each other.
Excuse me, just hold on. Thank you.
Thank you.